I got on here in regards to just recent energies that I feel, and being empathic, I can just pick up on people's energy. I can look at people or at a picture and just pick up on energy, and it's overwhelming, and lately it seems to be more overwhelming than usual. But anymore, I notice when I'm out in public, people are just kind of in a daze. It's like they're in some kind of sleep. I don't know how to put it. It's like they're just so unaware of themselves and so unaware of other people. I don't know how to explain it. It's like as if I have been totally awakened and I'm aware of myself and I'm aware of people around me, and they're just like, it's not necessarily that they're in slow motion, but it's like as if their energy is just all foggy and it can't see. It's like there's a veil there, and people are just so unaware. Like they're so unaware of people's presence. They're so unaware of anybody but themselves. They're just so unaware of anything around them, and that's disturbing. I don't like getting around a lot of people, and the more that I end up getting around people, the more it repels me. And I have this negative, like this overwhelming, powerful, negative energy that it's like I can be walking out of my car, and then I can go into the store, and immediately it's like this extremely heavy energy that I'm feeling from everything around me. And the more people that there are, the more negative it is. And there's not really a place to go where it's like this negative energy is at its highest. It's like as if there's an invisible wall that you walk through when you get around a lot of people nowadays. And it's like this, it's as if like the Harry Potter movie where he has that invisible cloak. Well, I feel like I have this light energy and I'm flowing, and I am in a positive energy, and then all of a sudden I walk into a store or I walk into the presence of a group of people, and it doesn't matter where I go. All of a sudden it's like as if someone just threw 300 pounds on me, and I have this flight or fight in me that triggers me, that says you need to get out of here, you need to leave, you need to get out of this energy. And it's like nobody else is aware of this. I feel like it's just me. And whenever I get around this type of energy, it's like as if there's this heavy weight that comes over you that is overwhelming, and my anxiety goes out the roof. Just everything is it's all messed up. My energy gets messed up, my nerves get messed up, my anxiety is at its highest, and I just feel like this 300-pound weight has been thrown on me, and I'm picking up on all of these people's energy all at one time, and it's just overwhelming. And a lot of people that I encounter, it doesn't matter if they're older or if they're younger, a lot of them are just very immature spiritually wise. And I see myself talking to people and making them aware of things that I would think would be a common thing that they would need to be aware of, or had crossed their mind, but it's amazing that it hasn't even crossed their mind. It's just like I'm needing to be around people who are spiritually wise, who can guide me, who can give me wisdom of things that I'm not thinking of beyond my level of spirituality, as far as what I'm tapped into energy wise that I'm speaking. I'm not necessarily calling myself a guru or anything. I just think that I have a maturity that other people don't, and it's just a gift that I have. It's not necessarily that I'm better than anybody. It's just a gift that I have. Empathically, I have a gift, and other people don't have that gift. And I guess from that perspective, there's a lot of people that are just lacking awareness, they're lacking wisdom, they're lacking so much. And when someone like myself, who's empathic, who has a type of wisdom that it's not common, it's not a common wisdom, it's not a common awareness. I'm not going to say nobody else has it, but it's not common. You know, a lot of people are not gifted with empathy. They're not gifted with empathic gifts. They're not gifted, you know, psychically or spiritually or whatever. They're just not gifted that way. They might be gifted in other ways. They're just not. They're not gifted in the aspect of being emotionally intelligent. Let's put it that way. They're not emotionally intelligent and they're not spiritually intelligent. They're just kind of in the 3D, kind of just in this sluggish mode. It's as if there's some kind of heaviness on them and then they're spreading it. And I go in there and I have this light energy, and then all of a sudden it's heavy. It's like I can't breathe. The anxiety's on high, but the minute that I leave, it's fine. And it's not just social anxiety, it's energies that I am feeling. It's like I am walking into, if you could see in the spiritual realm, I'm walking into this energy where it's like everybody's energy is being pushed at me and it's repelling me because I'm feeling everything that they're feeling. I'm experiencing everything they're experiencing, but from a mental standpoint, my brain's going, well, this doesn't make any sense. This isn't you. That's not your feelings. That's not your reality. Why would you be feeling all of this? So the mind and the energy don't match up. I'm over here emotionally picking up on people, being empathic, and just feeling the energy at an intensity that is far beyond what I can handle. And other people don't understand. And I think a lot of people are like that, or they're just not empathetic. They don't pick up on energy. They live fully in the 3D, and the 3D is their only reality. There is no spirit, there is no energy, there is no nothing. They only believe in what they can physically see, and as far as they're concerned, there is nothing else. But that's not true. They're just unaware of it, and they don't believe in it, or they just don't care anything about it. I'm empathic, so I can feel things that aren't there. I can sense things. I can pick up on things that most people can't pick up on. I can read people very well. But I don't know what it is lately. Everywhere I go, and it doesn't matter where you go, you could be in the middle of a traffic and you can pick up this energy. It's like everybody has this 300-pound weight on them and they're projecting it outward, and you're picking up on it. And you don't understand why you're feeling this energy that isn't yours. It's not yours to absorb, but people are looking for someone to understand. And I know, being empathic, I'm in my 30s now, and when I was younger, I was very emotionally available, very empathic, very sympathetic towards people. And they will suck you dry of everything you've got. I'm not saying everybody will, but there are a good amount of people, when they figure out that you are empathic, that you are not like everyone else, even if they subconsciously do this, they know that you're different. They know that you're not like everybody else, and they will start to suck the energy, and you will start to feel sick. You will start to feel exhausted. You will start to feel like you don't have anything left for yourself, and you will find these narcissistic people to start gravitating towards you because they have a lack. They don't love themselves. They don't know how to fill up their own cup. They don't know how to get their own validation without reaching to the external for it. They don't know how to fill themselves up, and they are in a lack mentality, and there is some kind of trauma that they had to face in their childhood that they didn't get what they needed. And some people, they turn to empathy and they are empathic because they don't want people to experience what they experience. So they are empathetic and they try to protect people and they try to be there for people and they try to be kind and loving and caring. But on the opposite spectrum, some people turn into a narcissist because of childhood trauma, and they will look for people who will validate them, who they can control, who they can try to trap into a toxic relationship where they have full control over them, full control over their minds and what they do. They know that they're gifted, and they know that this person is everything that they are not because they choose not to be. So they will try to do everything in their power to get this person within their control, because it's like, think about this in the aspect of a spiritual realm. Let's say that you see this huge glowing ball of energy, and nobody else has access to this thing, nobody else can see it. It's like it's just glowing and it's full of energy, it's full of everything that you could possibly want or need. And you're like, I don't want anybody else to know about this. I don't want anybody else to draw off of this. I gotta do something. I gotta hide it. I gotta suck it dry. Some people, they'll see it and they'll appreciate it for what it is, and they'll be loving and kind, and they will appreciate it for what it is. They're not there to suck it dry. They're not there to just take. They're not there to try to use this ball of energy. They're just there to appreciate it. Then there's other people, which is the high majority of people. They are looking to try to capture this, and they are looking to try to manipulate it and use it and abuse it and suck it dry until it is completely lost its glow. And that's what empathic people end up doing, is they end up sacrificing their self for people, because there's always somebody in need. And I've had to learn to shut off that side of myself to an extent, because you can't be everyone's source. You can't be anyone's savior. You can't be everything someone else needs. It's like pouring yourself into a cup that has a hole in it at the bottom. You're just going to burn yourself out. You're going to lose your glow. You're going to lose your gifts that are needed in the world for people who are not trying to use and abuse it, who actually do need it, and they're not trying to suck your energy dry. You're using it for people that they never learned to fill themselves up. They never learned to be something that they needed to be on their own. They never learned how to be what they needed on their own because of some kind of trauma in their childhood, whether they admit it or not. This is from childhood trauma. So I see myself getting overwhelmed in the midst of people, because they don't have to say anything to me. They don't have to confess anything. I just know. I don't mean that I know their situation. I know their energy. And there's something wrong with the energy. There is something heavy about the energy, and I just feel it. And it has been intensified in the last 5 months. I've not wanted to go out amongst people, because it's like it's like they're a vacuum. If you think about, you walk outside and a vacuum's trying to suck at you every time you go out, you don't want to be around people. You don't want to deal with people, because it's like they're just sucking the life out of you, and you have to pull back. You have to be what you need. You have to fill yourself up. There is no one else that can fill you up. But I just feel this negative, heavy energy that is just overwhelming, and it takes your breath away. It's like it will literally take your breath away. I see myself going into a store and hurrying up and getting my stuff and getting out of there so quickly because I just can't take it. It's like as if like a 300-pound person was trying to ride, like piggyback ride on your back, and you're losing your breath, you're losing your balance, you're losing what you need in order to try to hold them up, and you just, there's an imbalance there. There's too much negative energy that is in the atmosphere, and there's too many people that are just looking to suck you dry, and they're doing it subconsciously and they're doing it consciously. Some people are doing it one way or the other. But I can't even be around people anymore because I feel drained and feeling like I'm going to have a panic attack in some situations where there's just too many people. It's just too chaotic. People are so worried about 3D things, and they're not much worried about things that matter, such as having meaningful relationships that are an equal give and take. They're not worried about giving and receiving love. They're not worried about things that would actually fulfill them. They are trying to hide the things that are wrong with them subconsciously that they need to deal with for themselves so that they can heal and be able to have meaningful relationships and be able to love themselves and be able to fill their cup up. And then there would be a change of positive energy. But I see people sweeping things under the rug, not addressing what they need to address, and then expecting things to improve. It's not improving, it's getting worse. And there's not a lot of people like me who are empathic, who can detect what I'm talking about. Some people will probably watch this video and go, I have no idea what you're talking about, because you don't experience how I experience being empathic. But I just notice myself wanting to withdraw just so much, because there's too many people pulling on energy. There's too many people trying to put a heavy weight on you. There's too many people trying to avoid their own issues and not deal with it. And I can feel it in the energy. I can feel it in their energy. And I seem to attract, the more I try to pull back, the more I try to be alone, the more I try to stay away from people, I seem to attract them more. I don't know what it is. I will be at work, and then like 5 people will come in there and talk to me, and I'm like, what is going on? And I'm just in this little corner, and I'm like, I'm not even trying to talk to anybody. Not that I'm being rude, it's just I don't like to be in the midst of a bunch of people. But it seems like when I walk into the room, I'm like this light that attracts everybody. But it's not good, because you're attracting a lot of dark energy, you're attracting a lot of negative energy from people, and they don't understand that this is the energy that they're bringing. They're not aware of their energy. They're not aware of this darkness that they are putting out. It's coming out, and I can feel it, and I'm repelled by it, but they don't understand, and they get offended. If you were to say anything, they'd get offended. They can't take constructive criticism. They don't want to become aware that they have this negative energy and way about them. They just want you to treat them as normal, and I can't. I have to get away from them. I don't know what it is. It's like this spiritual knowing of their energy, and they don't have to say anything. I don't have to know them. I just feel energy. I feel energy, and it either draws me near or it repels me. And there's a lot of people that ended up repelling me because of their energy and what they give off. I don't know if anybody else is experiencing this, where they just feel this overwhelming energy, and it seems to be negative whenever they go places, and they feel like they want to withdraw, they feel like they want to pull back, because you've got people that are just, it's like this generation of consuming. It's like, I've got to consume everything possible and I give nothing. It's like this entitlement generation where it's like, I expect to get everything and don't expect to get anything. I don't know where that come from, but nobody is entitled to your energy, especially if you're empathic and you naturally are giving because you're empathic. You need to pull back your energy, because too many people are used to having you. They're used to you being there. They're used to drawing off your energy. And you don't need to be amongst those kinds of people. If you have to find new friends, find new friends. If you have to find a new place, find a new place. Don't ignore the energy that is around you. There is an energy field that we have around us, and there are negative energies and there are positive energies. Think about it this way. You could be sitting on the beach and it's peaceful. There is an energy in the air when you go to the ocean that automatically just makes you feel a healing sense of it. Then you could go, like, I'll just say Walmart. I hate this place, period, because there's just too many people. But you go there and all you want to do is scream because there's negative energy everywhere and people are just, I can't. Just the energy that they give off, I can't deal with them. It's not that I am putting them down as a person or anything. It's just their energy repels me so badly that it gives me such high anxiety. If I'm in there for too long, I feel like I can't breathe. Like I'm going to have a panic attack, and that's not who I am. But when this energy takes over and I just feel this overwhelming amount of negative energy, it's like, I got to get out of here. It's to the point where there's a few times where I just put stuff down and I left because I was like, I can't be here. There's an energy that speaks to you when you walk into a place or you encounter a person. I guess my point is, don't ignore these energies that are presenting themselves and making themselves known. If someone's giving you off negative energy, trust your intuition. There's something off. Maybe not in the aspect of having a relationship with you, but there's something off with their energy, and you don't want a negative energy sucking you. So when you walk into a place or you interact with a person, or you're feeling this sense of, I gotta leave, I can't be here, I can't be in your presence, don't ignore that energy. Your intuition's trying to tell you something for your own good, and you are ignoring it because people are like, oh, you're overthinking, you're overfeeling, you're over whatever. No, your body and your mind and your spirit are speaking to you, telling you where you do and do not need to be and who you do and do not need to interact with. And do not second guess yourself just because other people don't understand your empathic abilities and your senses. If they don't understand, that's not your problem. You don't have to sit there and beat someone over the head and try to get them to understand. But at the same time, if you need to leave, you need to leave. Your body and your mind and your spirit, we are created in a way that we were built to have understanding and wisdom and intuition and listen to that, but we've got everybody else in our ear telling us what we need to think, what we need to say, and what we need to do. They need to be quiet. Or we need to quiet them by not listening to them because they don't live in our body. They're not sensing what we sense in our own body. So unless somebody is in my body telling me what I feel, I don't need to take everybody else's suggestion just because it's what they believe. We have to understand that everybody comes from a different, raising. They're raised differently. And this is where their belief system comes into play. But it's like basically someone over here that is not over in your body. They're not inside your body. They don't know what you feel, what you think, what you hear, what you experience. And they're over here going, well, that's not what you think. That's not what you feel. This is just crazy. This is whatever. Well, I'm sorry, you're not me. You're not in my body. You're not in my spirit. You're not in my mind. You're not whatever. So you can't tell me what's right or what's wrong because you're not experiencing what I'm experiencing. And we all have different gifts of being able to determine things. Some people, they can see into the spirit realm, and I believe that. Some people, they can hear things. Some people, they can feel things. I'm a feeler. I can feel people's energy. I'm not psychic. I mean, I can't tell you somebody's life story. I don't know. But I can tell. When I interact with somebody, I read their energy. And if their energy tells me that there's something wrong, I'm not looking any further unless, it's something I got to, but I walk away because I can't deal with negative energies. I don't need to know everybody's story. I just know when somebody is around me and they give off this negative energy, I'm walking away and I'm not dealing with it. And I think we need to do more of that. I think people need to become more aware of their surrounding and who they're surrounded by. And if you feel exhausted, if you feel drained, if you feel agitated, if you feel like your boundaries are being stepped on, if you feel like you are turning into somebody that you normally are not, and then you go home or you go a place where you can just kind of chill out and you turn back to normal, pay attention to that. Your body is trying to tell you something's not right. Wherever you're going or whoever you're interacting with, if that happens and you feel like you are turning into someone completely different, like your anxiety is out the roof, you feel like you're being drained, you feel like this heavy weight is on you, you feel like something is very wrong, listen to that. And if it's with one particular person or multiple people and it keeps happening, you need to get away from those people. There's something not right there. If it's a place, I don't care if it's a job, I don't care if wherever it is that you're going. If you keep experiencing that same type of feeling and energy and it keeps happening over and over again, your body's trying to tell you that you're not energetically a match for whatever is going on in that particular place, and then it's time to leave. Your body will tell you, your spirit will tell you where you need to be and where you don't need to be, who you need to interact with and who you don't need to interact with. Don't listen to everybody else who's trying to tell you what you feel. They're not you. They don't live inside of you. They don't understand what you are feeling and what you are going through. You have to listen to yourself regardless if anybody else does or does not understand. And I have to do that with myself as well. I've had to pull back and I've had to say, no, I'm sorry. I don't want you in my energy. I don't say it like that, but I just basically, I go ahead and I am either quiet or I excuse myself or whatever. But I'm not going to stay in energies that is draining me. And I feel like there's just too much of that. There's too much of these people who feel entitled to your energy because they're lacking what they're lacking, and they don't want to try to figure out how to fill themselves up, so they're constantly looking to drain you of everything you've got, and you can't live like that. There's going to have to be some feelings hurt. There's going to have to be some people that you just walk away from, some places you don't go, some things you just don't do anymore. You've got to save your energy, because if you ignore that, you'll end up physically sick from ignoring your own intuition and ignoring your body from telling you something. I can speak from experience because I've been to jobs, I've had friendships, I've had relationships in the past where my body was telling me, you need to leave this situation alone. You need to walk away. Don't say anything. Just get up out of here. And I didn't listen, and I got sick. But now I listen. I tap into my intuition more. And I find myself more isolated, but at the same time, my energy's not being sucked out. So if you have this issue where you are getting sick, the places that you're going is basically repelling you and making you feel sick, and people are draining your energy, certain people or whoever it is that you're around, just draining you, making you feel sick, you need to leave. For your own sake, you need to get out of there. You need to get out of the relationship. You need to get out of the job. It is not worth you getting sick. Because first, it happens in your intuition, and when you don't listen to it, it turns into physical illness, and then that's hard to come back from depending on what you get physically. So I just thought I'd share this to waken some people up about the energies that they've got around them, so that they can get healthier environments and healthier people into their life and not be sucked dry of everything they've got. You're not crazy. This is happening, and people are spreading their negative energy all over the place. And you need to get far away from it as far as you can and get into environments where it aligns with you. When you find people and you find a place that aligns with you, you'll be at ease. You won't feel this extreme anxiety and this extreme drain on your energy. You will feel aligned and you will feel energetic. You will get energy from being around people you're supposed to be around, and being in places you're supposed to be in, you will feel energized, not drained. So I hope this helps somebody.